Marketing consultants, designers, and developers. They work with all kinds of people trying to break into the app game and make some money.
To form a business, you have to be more than just someone who's coming up with one or two apps. And really for us, it's about working with clients. It's really about strategy and about long-term thinking. We look at every single app as a brand, as a business. Come on back, I'll show you, introduce you around to some people.
While they develop some apps in-house, the majority come from outside developers. In fact, they find a clever way to take advantage of every one of us out there who says, I've got a great idea for an app.
This is Warren over here. So we built this thing called the Application Incubator, and we put it out there, and we said, you know, if you have an idea, submit it to us. If we love the idea, we'll build it, and we'll share the profits back with you. What was up with that?
17-year-old Alan Wright's idea catches Schwartz's attention.
I came across this one that was just a single sentence, and it stood out because it was just a single sentence in the sea of all these really complex descriptions. And it just said, I think there should be an app for those times that you don't have anyone to talk to, so you can write a note to God. Note to God.
The Note to God app lets people anonymously share their message to God with others. The app costs 99 cents, and though it isn't an immediate hit, it's gaining momentum. They also work with professional app developers who are having a hard time getting their apps noticed.
They've launched it on the App Store, and they got 6 downloads. And they built a really nice piece of software, but they just don't know how to market it, and they don't know how to break through.
Right now, Metal Mobile has 20 apps in the App Store, including the Tree ID app that identifies any tree anywhere in the country. The Feather Report, an app that advises how to fashionably dress for weather.
So you can use your current location, or you can enter city and state. Let's just use
Their goal is to launch 1,000 apps over the next 2 years.
We would love to get to a point where we have Metal Mobile Tuesdays, and every Tuesday we're dropping a new set of apps, and people are rushing to the store to find out what they are.
Given the way the app market is booming, that might happen sooner than they expect. Coming up, Apple, the darling of the app world, isn't necessarily everybody's favorite. And later, are apps just a fad, or are they here to stay? They may be coming to an end as competitors unlock the secret to the world of apps. The biggest threat appears to be the Verizon-Google partnership. Verizon has the largest cell phone network in the U.S.
I think the increased competition between Apple and Google is something everyone thought would eventually hit once Google released their mobile operating system, Android. It's really, starting to take off a little bit more now. There seems to be a little bit more competition between them.
One of the key complaints the competition has already addressed is the approval process. Before an app can enter its store, Apple has to approve it. Google, on the other hand, has a less restrictive policy.
Yeah, a lot of publishers, developers, they complain that Apple is too controlling and that they should be able to put any applications in the App Store. The way to think about that is, it's Apple's store. They sell what they want to.
We don't like to have a single entity controlling things. I think they're going to be burned sooner or later when it hits the news that they turned down an app or they, for whatever reason. I'm sure those things will blow up.
It's too early to tell if any of the competitors can knock Apple off its throne. But the competition has certainly opened up a whole new marketplace for app developers who want to make a business out of their ideas.
The key thing to focus on is, am I building a business or is this a project? And in many cases, people are really creating a project where they might be able to get an app out to the market, get some initial revenue, which could be very good for a small young team, but ultimately the ability for that product to scale into a standalone business might be limited.
Dave Lieb and his partners are focused on creating a sustainable business when they come up with their app, Bump. They've been selling it through the Apple Store for more than 8 months now, and it's still one of the hottest apps. It lets iPhone users exchange contact information and photos with one another just by bumping their phones together.
So here's the typical user experience. You both launch the Bump app, select what information you want to share, and then literally just bump your phones together. Within a second, we match you to the other person, and if you accept the transfer, you get their contact information, they get yours.
Bump is a success. It's easy to use and it fulfills a need, but it also gets a break early on.
We happen to be the billionth app downloaded on the App Store, so we got a lot of publicity from that, and that kind of put us on the map, I think.
More luck follows. The app is in an Apple commercial. After only 6 months on the market, users download it more than 3.5 million times.